Hi, this is Eve Eliot again with number 3 in the Valentine video series. I'm here in the kitchen peeling a sweet potato in preparation for having a friend visit with me, and we're going to have comfort food. We're going to have some mashed sweet potatoes with heavy cream and butter. Why are we having comfort food, you might well ask? Because we are both suffering from a new disorder, which I have named Postdramatic dating disorder. And I think perhaps this qualifies as the provoker of a whole new 12-step program, which I'm going to name right now, Daters Anonymous. The only qualification for membership is that you wished you never said yes to the date, and you want to spend the rest of your life watching Downton Abbey and Breaking Bad reruns. So one of the symptoms, several of the symptoms of post-dramatic dating disorder are misery, self-doubt, and time travel, because we're both living in the wreckage of our futures right now. So I'm here to tell you it is possible to travel through time. In helping my friend calm down, that 46 hours had gone by, and the date that she had not yet called her, I remembered a psychology symposium that I had attended about 20 years ago. Pardon me if you hear clicking, because I'm cutting sweet potatoes. In the psychology symposium, there was a presenter whose topic was gender differences. And for the first part of her presentation, she talked about all kinds of statistical, scientific results that had been gotten from certain kinds of surveys. For example, the incidence of depression in married men was much lower than the incidence of depression in married women, based on the number of married men who had gotten prescriptions for antidepressants that year and so forth. Now, this was 20 years ago, so I don't know if the statistics are the same. But the same was true of suicide. Married women, she said, statistically, the actuarial statistics showed that married women committed suicide more frequently in that particular year than married men had. So it looked as though marriage was a better thing for men. Anyway, most of her presentation was like that. But the most fascinating, helpful part, which I shared with my friend, was at the very end, which happened to be leading up to the lunchtime of the day. And she said, okay, so here's what's true about gender differences. Men communicate in a task-oriented way. Women communicate to schmooze. And this is what I mean. I guarantee, because I've done many of these presentations, she said, that two women sitting next to each other in the audience, as we're all gathering together our papers and briefcases and purses, will turn to one another, women who have never met, and one will say to the other something like, oh, I just love that brooch you have on your lapel. It looks so much like a brooch my Aunt Martha had, and I remember sitting on my Aunt Martha's lap in the 1960s and smelling the smell of her fur coat that smelled like Shalimar. And the other woman will say, oh, my aunt actually gave me this brooch, and my aunt wore Shalimar too. So the first woman will say something like, want to have lunch? Second woman will say, I would love to. Your car or mine? The other woman says, well, my car's all the way on the other end of the parking garage at the hotel, but it's fine. Next woman will say, my car's right across the street at the strip mall, you know, right in front of that little shop where they sell beaded handmade jewelry. Oh my God, let's go shopping first. Lunch it is. Meanwhile, said the presenter, two men, total strangers to one another, will turn to one another, and one will say, lunch? And the other one will say, sure. So she was demonstrating something so helpful, and fortunately this memory floated to the top of my awareness when I was talking to my friend, because I talked myself off the ledge as well. I thought the next time these guys are interested in getting together with us, that's a task that they will complete by calling. So hello, call us sooner though. You know why? Because Valentine's Day is coming. All right, so thanks for listening.